Welcome everyone, my name is Polymac. Today I'm bringing you the top plays for week number 10 of GBA Season 8. Once again, just me. As I mentioned, Dom has stepped down for the remainder of the season, so it will be just me until the end of the season, so I hope you enjoy. So let's get right into the top plays for week 10. Coming in at number 5, we have Wolfie and the Milwaukee Bewares. They were taking out John, aka Pokemon, and the New Orleans Pelipers. Now, this was a very haxy game. However, there was one play that Wolf made in particular that really swung the momentum in his favor after John got early control. He's in with his Tangrowth against the Garchomp. The Garchomp has just set up his Stealth Rocks, and the Garchomp, most importantly, is toxic. Now, this Tangrowth decides, rather than go in and attack or go something, Wolf decides to go for the Sleep Powder, predicting the switch out. And sure enough, John goes out into his Tornadus Tea and gets put to sleep. This was a huge momentum turner for Wolf, as this Tornadus Tea was very important in dealing with the majority of Wolf's team. So it being asleep made John play a very different game, allowed Wolf to get momentum. And even though in the end John did lose, mainly because he ended up missing a few moves, this play really swung the momentum into Wolf's favor after a great start from John. At number 4, we have Envy of the San Diego Chimp Chargers, as he was taking on Lars, aka El Scizor, and the Borussia Donphan. Now, this is a play with the best defogger in draft format, as Wemby likes to call it, and it would have been number 1 had he fully pulled it off. However, it does come in at just number 4 because it didn't work entirely. He has in his Empoleon, which he brings in on the Kyurem Black, and he sets up an agility as the Kyurem Black is going to go for the Roost. Now, he knows that this is a Spadef Kyurem Black based on the way that it took the Z Focus Blast damage from the Magmortar, so he knows that this is going to have no attack investment, so his Empoleon can live a Fusion Bolt. So he's going to go for the Flash Cannon here as the Fusion Bolt goes off, and it's going to set up Envy's weakness policy. This is going to allow him to take out the Kyurem Black, as he has a +2/+2/+2 Empoleon. Unfortunately, he is not able to pick up the kill on the Tapu Fini or live the Moonblast from the Fini. If either of those things would have happened, Envy would have slept through the remaining of Lars' team, but because he does not, it only comes in number 4, but still it was a great setup by Envy. At number 3, we have Gator of the Florida Gators, as he was taking on Monotui and the Tampa Bay Luxrays, and this is a play that had major impact on the game. Didn't seem like too big of a deal that he did, but ended up being massive in making sure he won this game. So he's going to bring in his Leavanny, predicting the Palisand. He's able to get up his Sticky Webs as Mono goes with the Sludge Bomb. Now, a lot of people, when they set up webs, a mistake they make, they just sack off their web setter. However, right here, he decides to save his Leavanny in case he needs to set up webs later on. And sure enough, later in the game, he's able to bring in his Leavanny on the Registeel, and he is able to set up webs once again. And this setting up of webs was massive, as those webs made it so Weavile could not outspeed the Mamoswine. It made it so Weavile had to end up dying to the Mamoswine, as well as making it so Mono did not get rid of the Life Orb on the Mamoswine, which then meant that the superpower could OHKO the Snorlax, which was so important for Mono in winning the game. That Bandit Snorlax was huge, and because he no longer had it, it made it a lot easier for Gator to finish up the game and help Gator the win. But again, saving the web setter after setting out the initial time was huge and helped Gator pick up the win. Coming in at number 2, we have Chimpact and the Philadelphia Scissors, as they were taking on Necro Stevo and the Victorian Shadows. And again, this isn't a play that on paper looks amazing. I don't even believe Chimpact mentioned this in his commentary at this point. But right now, he has in his Zygarde 10% on the Togekiss, and he knows how important his Nihilego is to winning this game. So what he's going to do right here is he's actually going to go out into his Tapu Bulu originally on the Togekiss. And what this does is it sets up the grassy terrain. Now again, this might not seem like a big deal, but what this terrain allows Chimpact to do is go hard out into his Nihilego on the Togekiss. And why this is important? Because after taking the Dazzling Gleam damage, the 2 rounds of grassy terrain allow Chimpact to be able to set up a sub later in the game. He wouldn't have picked up the kill on Tyranitar here if Nihilego couldn't have come in hard on the Togekiss, and he wouldn't have been able to set up a sub on the Metagross had he not gotten the grassy terrain up beforehand. So setting up the grassy terrain, setting his Nihilego up to be in a position to win late game is good enough to earn Chimpact number 2 on this list. And coming in at number 1, we have Aster, the Montreal Habsols, as he was taking on Tom and the San Jose Sharpedos. And I got some flack last week for not putting the counter play from Aster at number 1. I thought it was a great play, but For all you guys who thought that should have been number 1, well, he does have number 1 this week for a very similar play, but this one came in a much more crucial point in the battle. He has his Milotic at full health, the Roserade's going to go for the Giga Drain, and right here, Astra's going to reveal that he has the Mirror Coat, picking up the kill on the Roserade. And what this does is it eliminates one of the best offensive threats that Tom had against the remainder of Astra's team. That Roserade was incredibly important, maybe the most important Mon that Tom had left on his entire team, and with it being gone thanks to the Mirror Coat play that Tom did not expect, he goes and gets Astra the win and comes in at number 1 on this list. And those are the top plays for week number 10. Do you agree? Let us know down in the comments if you thought another play should have been number 1, or if you think we missed any plays on the top 5 in particular. But with that being said, leave a like if you enjoyed, again, comment if you have anything to say, and I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.